Happy Monday, Rick.
Monday already, and what does that mean for us, Jace?
Of course, we're doing Justice League breakdown. Zack's night is Justice League. We're breaking down his 4-hour epic, Rick, and we are up to chapter 4 tonight. Chapter 4. So we're getting through it. We're starting to pile on and get moving. And straight off the bat, Rick, what was your opinion overall of chapter 4?
I didn't mind this chapter. It wasn't as good as the last one. I really loved the last chapter, chapter 3. Chapter 4, sets up a lot of things for you. It's the first time you get to see kind of everyone together as one team and have that epic fight scene. It was a little bit slow in the pace of it for me, but overall it wasn't too bad. It was all right.
Okay. I actually love this. I think it's my favorite chapter so far.
Oh wow.
Yeah. I really love that action scene that we see. And I did feel, actually I don't know where you thought it was slow. The only time it slowed down, I think there was a scene between Martha and Lois, which is a slow scene.
Yeah.
But the rest of it I found fascinating. I thought it was a real kind of turning point in the movie thus far because, like you said, we actually get to see the team coming together for the first time and have to work together on a problem. But there you go. That's why I love doing this, Rick. We always have our differing opinions, mate, what we enjoyed and what we didn't enjoy. But let's kind of get started. Let's break this down as we're supposed to do. So it basically starts off immediately with the scene on the rooftop. And so we're basically, sorry, there, I've got a bit of an issue. There we go. Yeah, sorry about that. No, we're good. Technical issues. So we start off on the rooftop with Commissioner Gordon. That's how we start this chapter off. Yep. And obviously we've got Batman, we've got Wonder Woman, we've got the Flash. And this scene this is the scene where Cyborg really joins the team.
Joins it, yeah.
Wonder Woman had a chat to him and said, look, you need to be part of this. He seemed to have disregarded at the time, but obviously now, knowing what he knows, he feels it's important to join the team. This scene, which was also in the original Justice League, though I think a modified version than what we got, it's just a nice, fun little scene in a way. It's joining the, like I said, it's the real beginning of the Justice League in that scene. Which I absolutely.
What was Batman standing on? I love that shot. But it looked like
he's standing on the edge of a building like a gargoyle.
It's like a
that's very. Was awesome. Yeah, that's very gothic kind of architecture to have gargoyles in that built into it. So, which was kind of great. So. Obviously, this all leads to the sewers. This is the scene where we're coming up to. Is the venting towers or whatever you want to call it. And, the reason they're going there, Rick, is they know that they're people who've been kidnapped there.
Kidnapped by Steppenwolf.
Yeah, 100%.
They know.
And it's really great. They walk into that tower and straight away they walk in and they're looking straight down at Steppenwolf interrogating people. Which I love about this movie that Steppenwolf gets to actually do so much in this. And we can see him to continue to get really important scenes where he is interrogating. He's trying to find out the location of it.
The mother box.
Yeah, absolutely.
The last mother box.
Yeah. Straight off the bat, though, I just think this whole scene works better this time around than I found in Justice League. There was so much more to it, especially the Flash. Like what they've done with this Flash character in this movie, that's so different than the original. And I keep saying I shouldn't compare, but here we are.
You can't help it. You're gonna have to.
Is the fact of how less cowardly the Flash is. If you look at that original scene from the Joss Whedon Justice League, the Flash is like nervous. Oh, what do I do? Just save one person. Well,
they don't do that.
No, they don't do that here, which now when I watch the scene again, it's really great because he's got a level of – he is a hero. He's got that uniform. That's the reason he built the Flash suit, to be a hero.
You kind of still see that he still feels a little bit
out of his depth.
But he's still a hero, like you said.
Yeah, and the team uses Batman, uses him, because Batman's the leader in this, obviously, uses him accordingly. Doesn't ask him to do something. Just says, like, go help those people. You know? Which I think has worked. And you know, they go in and they sneak in and they're all stealthy. But, mate, moment Cyborg sees his old man, boom. It's on, isn't it? Basically, because he goes and saves his old man and the fight begins. And we get to see Wonder Woman in her prime and her battling prime.
Well, yeah, I think Steppenwolf has a thing for the Amazonian.
Yeah, she actually goes against Steppenwolf in that scene and kind of has it over him in a way. Like, is being dominant with it.
Yeah.
So, like, she was winning that fight. And then obviously the parademons are involved and it changes it kind of very quickly. But yeah, I think everybody gets to show their skills in this one. And I really, really love that. And I don't think we had that before.
No.
You know? Because the first part of the battle really is centered around Wonder Woman and Darkseid. But then we get to see Batman. And Batman has to just fight off one parademon. His time's caught up with that. You know, and Flash is obviously in the outset trying to help when he can. I just adore this scene. I just really, really, really loved it. I think it's one of the best scenes in the entire film.
And it's good they took out the cheesiness out of it as well with the Flash, like we were talking about before.
When the Flash first comes against a parademon, he does that move where he zips, just trying to get out of the way, and then just gets behind him and gives him a little push.
And away he goes.
And away you go. So, yeah, absolutely wonderful. Absolutely wonderful, Rick. You got anything to add about that?
Oh, no, it's just that, you know, that the whole don't want to compare it to the other one, but, you know, that cheesiness scene when he falls on top of Diana and, you know, you know, they took that out. It's just so much better and the way they did it, you know, and he just pushes the sword back into her hand and then, you know, it made that scene so great. So,
no, it's absolutely wonderful. And, you know, I love the bit where Cyborg takes over the Nightcrawler, that all-terrain vehicle. Alfred's like, and you are.
You are.
But most importantly with the scene too, is the fact that Aquaman enters the scene after Steppenwolf catches that missile and fires it off into the side of the building, which side of the canal, which is underneath Gotham. Underneath
Harbor.
River.
Gotham Harbor.
Yeah, Gotham Harbor. So, there you go. And we get to see Aquaman too, Holden trying to back the ocean.
And Aquaman's he's a little bit different. He's a little bit different in this, you know. He's a little bit more, I don't know.
Aggressive.
A bit more aggressive towards everyone at the moment, you know.
I like that.
Which is good. Yeah, that's what I like as well, yeah. So much better. And it makes more sense.
100%. It makes far more sense. But what I love about that is he's trying to hold back the water, but not even Aquaman himself, not in this iteration, couldn't do it. But they kind of, you know, I love it because they all just kind of, like I said, come together and it all works well. Everyone serves their purpose. And when it's done, like he doesn't, like Cyborg who's controlling the Nightcrawler, doesn't even get halfway up the thing. He goes, right there, son, I'm out. I'm gone.
He's gone. See you later.
He's gone. So, which I thought was great. Oh, I also did love the scene too with Diana using her gauntlets, that move, which is, as we know, so powerful. She actually does that move. And you can see how much damage because it makes Steppenwolf goes for miles. Brilliant. Nice little moment between Cyborg and his father.
Yes.
He says his father. You know,
his father tells him.
Yeah, just go. And it's not what he said. It's you know, it was the subtext behind it, which I thought was great. Also showed the weakness of Flash. Flash
his
gets
leg
struck by a parademon and knows that how amazing he is. If he gets hurt in any way, he needs time to recuperate, which plays on big later on in the film. So it's setting something up as well. So Zack's doing a really great job here, kind of going along. It's just, you know, how did the studio ever think this was going to be a 2-hour film? I never know. I never know. Just because it's so dense, this story, that it's ridiculous to think that, you know, we could have
done it in 2 hours. No.
Yeah.
Impossible.
Yeah. It's absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. Why I also love this chapter too, Rick, is the scene that follows that really great fight underneath Gotham Harbour is the fact that Steppenwolf. Now, before we go into Steppenwolf, just for those who don't know who Steppenwolf is, got the Sard here, but I'll go over to Steppenwolf. General Steppenwolf.
General.
Now, he was a powerful new god and a former herald of Darkseid. His nephew, and he was the Lord of Apocalypse. After portraying Darkseid to their enemies, Steppenwolf was exiled and tasked with conquering 150,000 worlds in Darkseid's name. Isn't that crazy? That's your job.
Worlds.
It's a lot of work to do with
That's
150,000 worlds. So, and it goes on. And after the death of Superman, awoke the mother boxes on Earth. And as they say in a scene later on in this chapter, they mentioned that it's almost they're afraid of Superman, which was interesting. But yeah, there you go. That's how so much better iteration of Steppenwolf in this film. He's got character, he's got depth, he's got a story arc. It's just great. But the scene I was alluding to, Rick, is the fact when he gets and he bails from the harbour and he goes back to his base. One of the mother boxes is calling out to him. He's
calling him.
Yeah. And he goes, all right. And he puts his hand in and he goes, show me.
Show me.
And now it all makes, makes far more sense now than it did in Justice League. He's found the anti-life, the most powerful weapon, like basically DC's version of the Infinity Gauntlet.
The anti-life equation.
The anti-life equation, which means they can control the will and everything in the entire universe, which is really cool. We get has he been transported there, or does he have a vision? I think he transports there, doesn't he?
He's transported because he says he saw it there with his own eyes.
He puts his fingernails in the soil, just like Darkseid had done. Boom, hits the ground, and there's the equation. I love that concept. I've never seen that as a MacGuffin before. And a MacGuffin is a thing you're trying to obtain in a movie. That the map or the equation itself is written into the earth in lava. What a cool idea that was. I thought that was kick-ass. So, a really important scene, because then he's able to go back and literally say, hey, man, guess what I found?
After Darkseid's been trying to find it for years and years.
And it's the first time we see an interaction between those two, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
When he goes
the first time we see Darkseid, besides a memory or so
it's and obviously he goes back and reports that we get to see Darkseid, and now he's been able to broker a deal. So basically, Darkseid said, "Look, man, you get the other mother box. I turn up my prizes there. I think we're good." Yeah. So that was what the impression I got out of it. So
he wants to redeem himself for what's happened, and he wants to get in. But I like how he takes everything off. Like he noticed, like when Darkseid was coming in, the parademons started to bow before he even came, so they knew that he was coming. And then
and away he goes,
looking, and then he takes all his helmet and gear off. He looks good.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it looks fantastic. It's absolutely brilliant. The other thing I kind of missed too that I think is important to talk about with the next scene is why Aquaman turned up. Aquaman turned up to that group with the water because he comes to tell them that both mother boxes are gone. Okay. And I want to bring that up because the scene that leads into a bigger scene is that Cyborg, they all start to go, well, shit. If he's got two of them, he's probably already got the third one.
Got the third.
And Cyborg rocks up and goes, no, he hasn't. We've got it. Which leads to the next scene I wanted to talk about. And getting close to the end. Closer to the end of the chapter. Yeah. It's not a long chapter, this one. I think it was 30 plus minutes. Yeah. It wasn't a massive one. But, so they've got the mother box and they end up back at Bruce's back cave, I assume.
Yeah, they come off.
Am I missing something, Rick?
No, they're coming off and then they're all coming out. Yeah, they're back there.
They're kind of, and a really great scene too, because they're all around that table talking and stuff. And again, wildly different in this version than it was in the original Justice League. Wildly different. Because in that version of Justice League, it was Bruce and Wonder Woman get into it, remember? Because she's anti the whole idea they have in that movie. In this one's a bit different. They seem to be focusing on Cyborg. Well, Aquaman's pissed off, and he's challenging and going, well, what's the deal with you, Cyborg? And we get an excellent scene where Cyborg gets to tell his story to the team.
Yeah.
Where it shows where the box was from the Nazis in 1944 to how it got to his father's laboratory. And we see it actually attach itself to Cyborg.
Well, that's he's created. He created. Yeah, that's right. His father tapped into that technology and created Cyborg with the mother box.
So it was wonderful to see. And I've really dug that about. I mean, every time Ray Fisher's been on screen as Cyborg,
it's been amazing.
Man, he's so good. He's just so good.
He is.
So, but yeah, again, we get more character development and setup for him. But because he tells his story, it also informs the rest of them because he explains what the mother box is, how it doesn't discern between life or death or matter or antimatter. He gives that analogy that a house can be set on fire and the particles just change to smoke. And then they quickly realize that it can be reversed.
Yeah.
So Flash, boom, there he goes. What are we all saying? What are we all thinking right now?
They're all thinking it, but no one didn't want to say it. And that's what he said. Well, Flash goes, well, who's going to say it?
Yeah.
No one wanted
and Cyborg just puts the image there.
The little image up of Superman.
Correct, Amundo. And basically the plan is set in motion. There's no disagreement. There's no nothing. Once that idea is out there, it's fairly absolute.
Yeah, it was a little bit of like, we don't know about the technology, the alien DNA, but, how's he going to turn out?
They're scared of it.
A little bit. They were a little bit scared, but then it was like, no,
that's what they were saying, that other mother boxes and Darkseid are scared of Superman or Kryptonians. So that was, if they noticed, those mother boxes when Superman was alive never did anything.
No, that's right.
The moment Superman did his death cry, they all alerted and went, right, we're ready to become and taken at that point. So, it was definitely a...
Because that's what they were saying. That's what we were saying.
Yeah. So it
they activate the motherboard.
Yeah.
If they activate it,
Yeah, 100%.
The enemy's going to come. So this is their best option, and they're going to go for it.
So no, I've at this point, I've got to say this episode, I'm really loving it. I'm loving that whole scene. I'm loving this. I'm loving the fact they're setting up the plan for the next 2 chapters of it. But yeah, it has a problem, Rick. It does slow right down when we get to the Martha and Lois scene.
Yeah,
which in itself is still a well-made scene. It deals with the pain of what they're both going through. You've got a mother who's grieving her son, and a woman who's grieving the love of their life.
It is.
It's sweet, and it replaces the scene which they refilmed for the Josh Whedon's Justice League, where that was just in the newsroom, where she went and visited her at work. But this is her saying, Martha saying, look, you need to get back in the world of the living. You need to re-engage. Right. So I thought that was a really lovely scene, which then turns kind of strange, doesn't it?
And it would have confused a lot of people.
A lot of people
who aren't DC fans, the hardcore fans, would have confused everyone.
Martha turns into this green alien.
Yeah.
Which is Martian Manhunter. And I'll do a little show you background of him later on in the movie because there is a bigger scene with him. But then he transforms to the General from Superman, Man of Steel.
Yes.
So, which would have confused the people who weren't fans. But what it was saying was that Martian Manhunter has been around for a lot longer. He's been observing Superman basically from the beginning. So, which was interesting to find out. But yeah, look, I agree that scene did slow things down.
Kind of slowed it down for me. Like you had that really good, and then kind of that added that into, but it was a necessary scene. Like you had to put that in.
100%. 100%.
You needed that scene.
After that scene, we cut back, and without going back over it again, that's when they all agree they're going to go and try to revive Superman. Which ends the chapter, Rick.
That's it.
That's the chapter. The chapter is literally the fight scene, a scene with Steppenwolf, the lowest scene, and the scene in the Batcave. Literally, there's not that many scenes in this chapter at all. But I loved it. I think it's a real meaty part of it. And, I look at these chapters like episodes, TV, because we're doing each chapter. And I think if that was just a pure episode, if you were watching it week to week, you'd be pretty damn satisfied with that episode.
Of course. Yeah.
Which was absolutely wonderful.
I'm not saying it was a bad episode. I just preferred the third chapter. It was just
I can't remember. The third chapter was the introduction of Flash and Cyborg, was it?
Yeah.
Is that the Iris?
Yeah, with the Iris. Yeah.
No, I understand. I understand.
But that's just everyone. Yeah, like you said, it's just
everyone's different, mate. Everyone's different. You're wrong, but everyone's different. That's okay, Rick.
We're on chapter 5 yet. So,
or 6, mate. Or 6 and the prologue. And the prologue. So
that's right.
Yeah, no, look, I dug it. I thought it was a great episode. I'm really looking forward to next week's episode because I can't remember what's happening next. I think I think we do know what's happening next, but it'd be good to dig into that. Yeah, absolutely. So, mate, I loved it. I thought it was great. You thought it was okay. We've still got a lot more to go, and I'm looking forward to it. Next Monday, dude, Chapter 5 breakdown.
Chapter 5.
And don't forget, this week we've still got we're doing episode 5 of Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Yes.
Yeah, episode 5. Yeah. So only 2 left there. So really gearing up for that. That'll be on Friday night, of course, at 7:30.
Right after.
And we'll be back here again next Monday at 7:30. And there's some, as I've been promising, there's some news to come, guys. Hold tight. It's regarding what we're going to be doing coming up later in April when this show finishes and when Falcon and Winter Soldier finishes. It all kind of come together, and we'll be having at least a couple of new shows to bring into the fandom until Loki starts up. Until Loki.
In June.
Is it June, Loki?
So, June, 100%. Loki. Still got a bit of it. So, looking
all right,
forward
guys.
To it.
That's it for me this week. It's a short one because it was a short chapter. So
that's it. So
until Friday night or until next Monday, guys. That's goodbye from me.
See you guys. Appreciate it. Thank you very much.
That's goodbye from Rick, and we will see you. Oh, I'm just setting up the outro, guys. So now I'm going to stretch. We'll see you guys.
Thanks, Carson, for commenting.
Yeah, good on you, Carson. Sorry, mate. It's a short show. We didn't get to all the comments, but we'll catch you next time. See ya.